So I want to introduce myself, not talking about what I do and how I do it, but why did I write this book? And trust me, it wasn't to make money, because nobody makes money from books unless you're J.K. Rowling. You have to have an irrational drive or interest or cause that pushes you on to commit to a project like that and to commit to a DBA. So my why goes back 16 years. 16 years ago, I was in my last corporate role. I was International Managing Director in a computer services organisation. I can't name names because I'm being videoed right now. But I'd been in that job for 2 weeks. And I was walking down the corridor, the 6th floor of that organisation's HQ in London. And coming towards me was the chief exec of the time. And trust me, if there'd have been a door into the cleaning cupboard where I could have safely stood for a couple of minutes and let him pass, I would have quite gladly taken that option. But there wasn't, and I knew I was going to have an ad hoc conversation. And the chief exec came up to me and said, "How's it going, Blakey?" And I said, "It's going great. Yesterday, we'd signed the biggest deal we'd ever signed in the sector, £32 million outsourcing deal with Lotus Cars." And then I heard the words, "You think that's good, do you?" And I thought, oh, here we go. And I don't know whether it's naivety or bravery. I'd love to say it was bravery, but I'd only been in the job 2 weeks, so it's probably naivety. I decided to stand my ground, and I said, "Yeah, I think it's great." And at that point, a finger came into my face, and I heard this voice say, "You know your problem, Blakey." And I thought, no, but I'm clearly about to be unveiled of a lifetime's ignorance in that department. "You're too effing nice." And he walked off. And I'm stood there in a 21st century corridor of power, FTSE 100 organisation, and I've just been told I'm too effing nice. And I'm stood there thinking, too effing nice for what? Too effing nice to get to the top without cooking the books? Too effing nice to lead a team without stealing their energy along the way? Too effing nice to deliver outstanding results in the vaguely psychopathic world of corporate life? But what I thank that chief executive for, ever since that day, is he connected me with my why. Because in that moment, as I stood there, I thought, I'm going to show you. It's the last thing I do on this planet. I'm going to show you that nice guys who can be trusted, can also deliver outstanding results. And every day that I got up to get on a plane to go to some distant part of the empire of that organisation, what drove me to do that was to prove that point. And I did prove that point. And then I left that organisation because I wanted to help other people prove that point. That's why I became a coach. I wanted to find the people who believe that now is the time when the world needs leaders who rely upon the power of trust rather than leaders who trust in power. That's a quote from Charles Green, an author on trust. He said, "What the world needs right now is leaders who rely upon the power of trust rather than those who trust in power." And as a coach, I found those leaders. There are leaders out there who are relying on the power of trust. And the reason I wrote the book was to try and find people who share that why, who share that belief that this is a big call right now in the world of leadership, whether it's politics, business, sport. The world right now needs leaders who rely on the power of trust.